Morning, everybody. Tommy, Almost Zen TV. This is Morning Zen, November 12th, 2024. We got Herbal Helpers, Immunity Tea, Immunity Boost. I figure I'll drink until I empty this cup. That's a good length of the video. I always want these to be a little longer, so I want us to kind of chill into them, relax into the vibe. You could do the shorts version of these if you want a quick bite. So let's talk about emptying your cup for a minute or two. There's the old Zen, I guess it's another parable, like I talked about yesterday. This one, and a long time ago, there was a wise Zen master living somewhere in the mountains, deep up in the mountains. Many people would come and ask to teach them. One day, a professor made the long journey to visit him to ask for his wisdom. First, the professor introduced himself to the Zen master by mentioning all the academic grades that he had. And he said, I have come today to ask you to teach me about Zen. Open my mind to enlightenment. The tone of his voice made it seem like, this guy was used to getting his own way. The Zen master smiled and said, we should discuss this over a cup of tea. So when the tea was served, the master poured his visitor a cup. But when the cup got full, he didn't stop pouring. The tea began to spill all over the table, but the master kept on pouring. The professor watched this overflow until he couldn't no longer contain himself. He said, enough! You're spilling the tea all over. Can't you see that the cup is full? The master stopped pouring and said, smiling, you are like this cup, so full of your own opinions and speculations that nothing more can be added. Come back to me when the cup is empty. Come back to me with an empty mind. Boy, do I love that one. Boy, do I love that one. Because we always think we got it all figured out, or we see things a certain way, and there's no room for us to learn, or we have preconceived notions of something. To me, that's always like that little Zen parable. It's always one of my favorites, just based on the fact that for anybody wanting to improve themselves, could probably start with emptying your cup. That's like the ultimate jumping off point, I think, anyway. We always think we know everything. This book here, Star Wars: The Jedi Mind, Secrets from the Force for Balance and Peace. I'm going to read one related to that Zen story in a second. A beautiful morning, though, about 7 a.m. Cool, cold. I'm going to go take a walk in a bit, but still beautiful. You can see the wind blowing. I'm hoping this camera is going to be good here with the light behind me isn't as strong as when you have a light behind the camera, really. But I mean, it's broad daylight. This camera should be good. Okay, so what I wanted to read from the Jedi Mind was something that was close to the story I just read to you about the empty cup. Starting over. Beautiful art in this book, by the way, with all these great, great art in here. There he is drinking the tea or whatever he's drinking. Maybe I'll go through a lot of these in videos here. We got a lot of morning Zens to do every day. This one's starting over with a quote from Yoda. You must unlearn what you have learned. Right? Again, great jumping off point. So let's read the little story as you see balancing there. Love that shot. These are good to like take and put into frames on a wall, like photos like this. Might do that. Luke has many preconceived ideas about how the galaxy works by the time he arrives on Dagobah. Yoda repeatedly advises Luke to clear his mind and trust the Force. It doesn't really click for Luke until he sees the impossible, with Yoda lifting Luke's X-Wing from the swamp with his own eyes. Minds constantly measure everything against how we think things should be. But what is the source of this conviction and condition of should? Why that and not something else? Having preconceived ideas can block us from absorbing new information. Now they give a little practice to do, letting go of should. So, notice the next time you use the word should, whether you think or say it. I should do this. I really should start cleaning today. I really should take the dog to the, wherever they go and they put the, the dog haircut place. What do they call it where they take the dog for the haircuts? All right, maybe I should take the dog to the beauty parlor or wherever the heck. My God, it's early. It's early, folks. I should do this. So notice the next time you use it. Then question the source of the should. Why do you believe something should be a certain way? Why do you think you should or shouldn't have done something or behaved in a certain way? What can or can't be done to change it? And then make a regular practice of observing when you use should. Investigating why you use it will help you be more susceptible to learning rather than being stuck in old ways of thinking. You must unlearn. I like the quote from Yoda, you must unlearn what you have learned. So in the Jedi mind, that's a great little exercise to do. Find out when you use the word should. Like I should do this, or this should be this way. Actually, that's a better one. This should be this way. No. Well, why? Why do we say it should be? Why don't we just say, wait, let's flip this? All right, here's an example. Kind of. But putting this room together, I started putting the stuff on the wall. Putting the plants down. Putting this plant here, this thing here, this lamp here, this thing here, this thing here, this thing here, this thing here. Got done and I didn't have room for one of the plants. And I'm like, man, where is this going? I'm looking on the ground. I'm looking on some of the end tables and places left, the TV stand, and there was really no room where it really fit. And I'm like, I'm not gonna put it on the ground. And I'm like, all right, well, let me call my friend to ask for help. Call her up. Within seconds, she goes, why don't you can move that jersey there, put this here on the wall here with the shelf and put the plant right on that. Behind the couch here, you could get rid of that, put a shelf here, put the plant there. And I'm starting to think, well, how did I not? It's so simple. But I already had a preconceived notions of where that jersey should be. It should be on that wall. I didn't think, oh, if I move this here, I could just put that there. It was already, I had that set in its place where it wasn't an option. I didn't think because I had already put that up there. I'm like, I'm not thinking like take that and move that. It was already, that's where it should be. And this thing should be in one of the other places. What didn't occur to me to clear my mind, because she came in with beginner's mind, no preconceived notions of what something should be, where it should be, what it should be. And now we found a place for the plant. Now the plant is not there yet because I got to go do that, get the shelving and all that. But as of now, everything's where it is. And I will be doing a little tour of this room in here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go through each of the paintings, the wall hangings that I have too. And I think, well, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll do them all next week, one day a week. And I go through each of them because these are going to be done every day. The morning Zen. If you like these, let me know in the comment. That's it. Let me know also if you like the morning Zen, more conversational style. I want to kind of ease it into more talking about the day or anything that's going on or stuff around me. Silly stuff with the Zen parables or the topic of the day. But empty your cup. But what can you guys do today? What do you guys see that you can look at and say, why am I thinking about this way? What would happen if I emptied my mind, started over, beginner's mind? What would change if I saw something without any preconceived notions or any kind of set, idea or belief system? And the key here is, well, let me say this. I want to get to the point where I'm every breath, every step is a beginner's mind. Now you're thinking, well, what do you just want to keep resetting your mind like for Men in Black, like every second? Kind of. What I'm thinking is like just a constant total seeing things, constantly having this stuff every time I go to take an action, not to have a preconceived notion. Because if I'm telling you to do it, or if Yoda's telling you to do it, or the Zen parable, Zen master guy is telling people to do it, to just empty the cup, that doesn't mean just like when you come upon something where you need to empty your cup. They mean like every moment. So everything you see, you do, try to look at it with a beginner's mind. People might say, well, then you're constantly just like stuck in this loop of seeing things clearly. Like everything, you're just eliminating your thoughts about it, your notions about it. Yeah. Why not? Nice light mind. Yeah, baby. So I don't know much else I have to say today. I want to do a shorter one. Honestly, I do want to show you guys the paintings though. So I'm going to mark that down in my book because I want to go through each one. When you see them, you'll think, oh, this is a painting about this because he's a fan of this. And I'm going to go deeply into that to show it's not just that. There's always a deeper something that I saw, because you can find wall hangings and paintings and posters anywhere, and they'll be generic. They might not mean anything, but everything I display has a deeper, not like deep meaning, but something beyond what you just see. Go, oh, look, he's a fan of the Yankees or something. No, there's a reason why I got that. Like I don't have anything of the Yankees up, but I wouldn't buy like an Aaron Judge painting. I would buy an Aaron Judge painting if that painting had some secondary meaning to it or something a little deeper behind it that made me go, oh, this is more like I always want them to have a spiritual or some secondary meaning. We'll go into that at a later date. Next week, we're going to go through those. I think next week we'll go through the paintings. But for now, let's meditate today on emptying your cup. Let's make the meditation emptying of the cup. Let's sit down, clear our mind, Let's take one thing, an exercise for the day. Let's take one thing that we see something, take blah, 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 blah. Let's find something where we say should. This should be this way. So, or let's say something that we're stuck in, some kind of loop that we're stuck in and we can't find the solution to, or we have already the answer. And let's eliminate it. Eliminate all the stuff surrounding it. Hopefully I'm not confusing you because I'm kind of just spitballing the idea, but something where you think I can't do this, or why would I do this? Let's find something that we can look at differently. I wonder if I'm making any sense with that. So think about this, making the exercise today without thinking it through. I'm telling you guys to do something and they're like, what is he talking about? Meditate on what? Yeah, hey man, I'm no Zen master. I just like it. I like the pursuit of peace, not pursuit of peace. Now I don't like the pursuit of anything. So I just want to flow. I want it in every step kind of flow towards some kind of calm state. I want to be like rowing my boat gently down the stream and hope the peaceful moments last a little longer each time before the chaos comes in. They're all both going to be there, and I don't mind that. But anyway, empty your mind. Let's start over. Let's get beginner's mind. With everything we see, let's look at it a different way. If you're stuck on something where you're like, yeah, I don't know with this bed sheet, if this goes, we're having a tough time. You know, maybe you and your wife or husband or whoever, you're having a tough time coming up with a color for a wall you're going to paint. Or you're having an issue at work, you can't figure out this solution. I would say first bring someone in close that doesn't have any connection to it. Just see what they say. Don't start with you trying to just completely empty your mind if that's too difficult. I started with asking somebody, and they said something within seconds that I was staring right at the whole time and didn't think of, because I hadn't emptied my mind and emptied the room again and thought, okay, wait, everything doesn't have to be in these spots that they're in. But I had already put them there and thought, okay, that's done. You know, you can ask somebody to say, hey, what do you think? I'm stuck on this color. I'm seeing past it. I'm already seeing the furniture and all this stuff in there. And now I can't do that color because I'm already visualizing what this is going to be here. And this I might buy will be here. And this style is going to be here. Ask somebody to come in and say, what do you think, without knowing what's there? They have a beginner's mind by jumping right into your scenario that you brought them into. So they have no idea what you have planned, and they can come at it clear. I always ask people like opinions and stuff, and they're like, why? Don't worry about what I say. I'm like, no, because I want to get out of my own set thing. I'm thinking this already. I'm not going to see anything differently other than what I've seen. And I got all the stuff rotating in my head about what's going to be here and what's going to be there and how it should be when they don't know. So you can use somebody else as a side a beginner's mind, a proxy beginner's mind, but they can be your beginner's mind. You know the word I'm looking for. Your whatever. Somebody could come in and boy, it's early, guys. I do these like 3 minutes after I wake up. Like I said, one thing I don't like is the videos where people are just so perfectly editing. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna ramble and you're gonna be like, what is this guy talking about? But I like that. Because that's what you do with your friend. You're gonna sit down with your friend or somebody. They're not gonna have a script in front of them. You're gonna stumble along here. But yeah, you use somebody else as your, your beginner's mind helper. someone who can ride with you shotgun and see things. But then you want to get to be able to learn to do that yourself. Meditation's a great way to do it. Just clearing your mind, because with meditation, you have to clear away all the stuff. So I'm about to empty my cup. So you go empty your cup, literally and figuratively and spiritually. Start today by cutting away all the stuff that's holding you back mentally, or causing you block, or giving you blockages in the way you see something. Just like when I was talking about burning, burying, and tossing stuff into the sea yesterday that you were carrying around with you. It's so heavy, weighing you down here. Now we're going to burn that stuff like we burned the stuff yesterday and packed it away and eliminated it. Today we're going to now internally clear our mind of all things, all the way we see things. And you might say, well, we want to get rid of the way we see good things. Yeah, man, whatever, just empty your mind. You could still improve upon something. A musician could be making a great musical piece and it could be great, and then he's stuck on one part. Doesn't mean the rest of it's bad. Say, oh no, this is a good piece here, but I'm stuck. Let me clear my mind, step away from the piano, or maybe do something completely different on the piano. Maybe play those notes on a guitar, a bass, and I'll see something differently that I didn't see with the piano keys that I was getting stuck on. And maybe that guitar, just clearing my mind of the piano and the idea of it can only be done with these piano keys. Go to guitar. Now you might see things differently. You start it over. It's like, okay, now I'm just playing the guitar. Maybe that aha moment comes that way. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I'm going to go get ready to take a walk. This was Immunity Boost Tea by the good folks at Herbal Helpers. Wonder what the Herbal Helpers look like. I always say that. I think they're like elves or something. I don't know why I would think the Herbal Helpers are at somewhere like, oh my God, I got to turn this off. Oh my God. I'm not even going to go into these thoughts. People are going to be like, what is absolutely wrong with this guy? So I just about emptied this cup, and you go empty yours. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Tommy from Almost Zen TV. This is another edition of Morning Zen on a beautiful, albeit cold, Tuesday morning in November. I just emptied my cup.